and welcome to the American Synthesis Party video lecture series Part 4. It has become a central feature of American foreign policy that we should help people around the world. We have essentially taken on the role of being the world's humanitarian watchdog. But in a world of constantly expanding populations and declining resources, we must either limit this role or we will eventually become overwhelmed by it. We cannot save all the people in the world who have been born into bad circumstances. We cannot correct all the mistakes of history. Similarly, we cannot afford to bear the burden of other people's failures to exercise good judgment and self-restraint, including reproductive restraint. If people in a particular developing nation want our help, they must show some willingness to abandon the values, attitudes, and beliefs that have been mainly responsible for the lower level of civilization which they have come to occupy. Conversely, they must demonstrate some receptivity to more functional values, attitudes, and beliefs. As the centerpiece of our extended foreign policy, our aim should be to cultivate closer relations with those nations that we have the most in common with, and to distance ourselves from those nations which have demonstrated the least potential. We have reached the point where we will need to identify and begin to write off the basket cases of the world. From what I have said thus far, you might think that I'm an isolationist, but I am not. I merely suggest it would be a good idea to maintain closer relations with those nations that have a greater understanding and respect for our values as a people, and that we should have a more distant relation with those nations that have less understanding and respect for our values as a people. Under no circumstances should American blood be spilled for people who have not demonstrated respect for our values.